What's up, folks? It's your boy, the Noob. So, in my last video, I was complaining how the animation really didn't do well for Netflix's adaptation of Kegester of the Insect's Cage. Well, this time, I'm actually back praising the animation for an upcoming, we'll say, series that has really caught my attention. The series that is going to be coming up is Transformers: War on Cybertron. Yes, folks, Netflix is taking a stab at Transformers. I know they've had a couple series on there. I think one of them may have been produced by them, but this one is looking by far the best version of Transformers I think I've seen in a long time. Now, this title might sound familiar because about, I'd say, maybe 10 years ago, there was a Transformers War on Cybertron video game. I believe it was for the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I played both of them because there was two of them, and I loved them. The main reason why I loved them is because these were Transformer games with no bloody humans in them. This has been the biggest complaint a lot of people have had about Transformers nowadays. They love the animation, or when it comes to like the Michael Bay movies, they love the transformation of the Transformers. But the one thing a lot of people just couldn't stand was the human element that was in it. So now we have an actual Transformer animation coming out that has no humans. It is based on Cybertron. Now, from what I have read, there is actually going to be 3 installments to this, we'll say, franchise, because each installment is going to have several episodes. The first part of this, we'll call it a trilogy just to make it nice and simple, will be Transformers Cybertron Siege. This will take place during the last moments of the big war on Cybertron before the Autobots and Decepticons left. Now, I love this story because you will get to see a lot of the background story of how this war came to be. Now, just judging from the trailer, which I'll have playing up here the whole time, hopefully, if future me is smart enough, it looks like we'll be seeing bits of the past. A lot of people who don't get real deep into the Transformer lore do not realize a lot of the things that happen. How Optimus Prime became a Prime, because he wasn't born that. He was actually born Oron Prax. And then there was Megatron, whose name was like Megatronus, if I remember correctly. He was a gladiator in battle arenas. And the whole reason why this war pretty much started and Megatron became part of the leader of the Decepticons was because Megatron back in the day was actually trying to do good. See, Cybertron had basically a caste system. Depending on how you were born or made, depended on where your status laid in the world. Take Megatron. He was basically, we'll say, born in the slums. He was built to just be a fighter, so he was low class. Oron Prax, our Optimus Prime before he became that, let's say middle ground. He was a librarian, actually. I want you to remember that. Optimus Prime used to be a librarian. Don't fuck with librarians. And then there were several other people, like Primes were like the top people, because they were like royalty. They were the ones in charge and everything. So Megatron, not liking his status, was trying to get the whole caste system removed. But of course, with like most people, he got drunk with power and eventually became what we knew of. I'm so far liking the animation of this trailer so far, and I'm hoping the whole series is like this. And I decided to dig into it to find out more about it and come to realize I know why it's looking so good. The first part that's actually going to be making it really good is the producers of this series is actually Rooster Teeth. You probably know Rooster Teeth by some of their animated shows. You've got Red vs. Blue, Ruby, and the latest, which is Genlock. Now, they're doing production, not the animation. The company that is doing animation is actually one that has worked with Netflix in the past. The company's known as Polygon Pictures. Now, you might be curious about what have they done that you can actually look up. Well, let me give you 3 examples of some of the work they've done on Netflix. They've done the Ajin Demi-Humans, they've done the Knights of Sidonia, and my personal favorite, they were the ones that did the Godzilla animation trilogy done by Netflix. See, in my last video when I complained about the animation not working well, my biggest complaint was the human aspect. Now that we're getting a Transformer film, or series, that is going to be a trilogy, I believe each one has, I think, like maybe 10 episodes. So that's about like maybe 30 episodes at most. And if it's going to be this good of animation, I'm going to love it. Now you might be wondering, I've been praising this, saying a lot of good things. You're probably curious, what don't you like about this? Well, it's not the trailer that worries me. It's the news and the stuff I found online that's kind of catching my eye. The second of these trilogy, section, whatever we want to call it, is called Earthbound as of right now. Basically, the time between they leave the planet and when they end up on Earth is going to be the second one, which means the third one was probably going to be based on Earth. So the first one is, in my opinion, probably going to be the best one because it's Cybertron, robots, no humans, a lot of action. The second one is probably going to be good because it's going to be in space, and if they keep to old school G1 time frame and all that, that means they're not going to hit Earth when humans are around. They're going to hit way, way, way earlier, so we're still not going to see them. But then we get the third one, and there'll probably be humans, which, if this animation is going to be good, maybe we'll get the humans to look good. So far from what I have seen, they've already cast a lot of the Transformers. So we got voice actors, we've got people doing the animation, and I'm loving that they aren't doing like the G1 where they already looked like F-14s, and you know, Megatron is not turning into a gun that shrinks. No, he's taking on the tank form, which has kind of become his de facto. Optimus Prime still kind of looks like a semi, unfortunately, but I don't think that's ever going to change. And the jets have a bit more spacious look. If you've ever played the War on Cybertron games, these transformations that you see in the trailer will look familiar. And of course, the best thing about this, if you have been buying the toys in the recent years, I know I have a bunch of Transformers, a lot of these that are going to be in it will already be toys that you might already have. So I'm a big Transformer fan. I buy toys all the time. If I see one on sale, I pick it up all the time. So I'm going to be glad that it's going to be looking good. And of course, I love how the toys match up, which it looks good. Folks, I've been rambling on for the last, 5-10 minutes, depends on how long I edit this, but as you can imagine, I am a huge Transformer fan, and to see the animation on this look so good, being led by Rooster Teeth and Polygon Pictures, I cannot wait for this to come out. It is supposed to come out sometime this year in 2020. I'm thinking probably summer or fall. That's going to be the first section, the Siege. And then from what I understand, the next two are going to come out like year installments. So, 2020, 2021, 2022. And I think that's good. I think that's a good way to space it, especially if you want to absorb it all. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed my rambling on this Transformer trailer that has got me really hyped for the Transformer series. What do you think about this animation? Would you like an actual on-the-screen movie film done with this style of animation? Or do you think this is something that should just stick to the TV, the small screen? What about the human aspect? Are you someone who's kind of hoping that the humans don't come around? Or do you still need a young kid that Optimus Prime has to ride with? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, folks, I'm the Noob. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this babbling. See ya!